Ryan Cole, thanks for taking the time. The Mountain West Championships are upon us in cross country. First off, just what do you tell your athletes? I mean, I know because it's an entire season, but you're gearing up for this point and then beyond with the NCAAs.
Yeah, you structure your season really to prepare for the end, right? Your championship season. And so you use your regular season, you try to identify events that are going to help build a resume to qualify for nationals and then prepare you to be successful, not just at the national meet, but in your championship season. So we can kind of do that in a few ways that occur at the same time. So a lot of the events that we compete in over the regular season, you see teams from your conference, you see how you're stacking up. You're also getting in large competitive fields that sort of replicate or simulate what you're going to experience at the national championship. So hopefully that helps. And then ultimately you're just building both experience and fitness and kind of rounding your overall fitness into racing form so that you're at your best when it matters most. And so now we're entering into that phase of the season, which is always kind of fun. But we got the conference championship coming up first, and so that's our focus. And then you want to compete as best you can there, and then move forward into regionals, and then hopefully have an opportunity to advance to nationals and compete well there.
As always in the Mountain West, the New Mexico Lobos, tough on both sides, really, for the women and the men. Let's start with the women, though. What have you told your ladies? What are you looking for going in?
Well, I think when you look at our conference, New Mexico has dominated it for the last 15 years. And they've had a coaching change, and their women probably will not be the favorites going in this year. So they've kind of moved back a little bit, but they still have a very talented roster. But I think when you look at the conference, there are 3 teams that maybe have separated themselves, and then there's another group of 3 that are very competitive, and on any given day, if you're the best of that next 3 and somebody in that top 3 doesn't run to their potential, there's an opportunity to jump groups. So I think all 3 teams in that second group is thinking that, and we're one of those teams. So at the end of the day, though, you want to go out and run the way you're capable of. Yeah. And I think with our first event of the year, our women overall were packed up pretty well. We maybe had 1 or 2 spots that we felt like we could have been better. I think when you look at the Wisconsin invite, Hallie Hamilton ran much better than she did at Virginia, and she was one of those spots that we wanted to see improve, but then we didn't have as much of a group packing up together as we did at Virginia. And so looking at the conference meet, hopefully we can continue to have our runner up front and then our group get back together like they did at Virginia, and I think that would put our women in a very good position to be competitive and hopefully be vying for that top 3 or 4 spot.
That's something to look for. On the men's side, perennial right in there is Air Force. New Mexico has added an extra guy, I would say, maybe this year. How do you attack this? And you always seem to be the more focused on the team than just having an individual out there.
Yeah, one person's not going to win the meet as a team. You're going to need some teammates around you. New Mexico has 3 very strong guys, and I think they have actually a few more than that, but they're going to have to be able to get it done on the day. The same thing for Air Force. I think when you look at Boise State, they're a deeper team. They have quality depth. They may not have that obvious slow stick, but on any given day, especially competing at home, I'm sure they've been out there practicing on that course, so they're familiar with it more so than the rest of us. But at the end of the day, it's very similar to the women. You want to have a group of guys in Air Force uniforms going out and running the way that they're capable of. We can't control, who else joins what team or what they do during the race. You can really only exert as much influence over yourself and your team, and so we tend to focus on that. But if we have a group that's working together, executing together, competing together, we feel like we know our personnel, we know what level they're performing at, and if we're able to take care of our own business, I think we'll have a very favorable outcome. But it's going to be a close competition. I told our group yesterday I don't see anyone running away with it, whether it's Air Force or anyone else for that matter. So you go in and you dial in, you control what you can control, you compete to the best of your ability, and then it's going to be really important in a small field like the conference championship. Each person getting to the line is going to be really important. So you're going to find out, I think, over the last 200 or 400 meters how important it is to win. And so we're going to find out, over the course of that run on Friday.
Yeah, it should be fun. Mountain West Championships this weekend. Coach Cole, good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.